Hello and welcome again to Raven Insight, a place where we all come together to gather as community and talk about the journey to higher consciousness. My name is Lyons. I'm your host for this particular endeavor. I'm a tech guy gone mystic, and I'm here to talk about different philosophical concepts that may help you along your own spiritual journey, as well as discuss my own struggles as I go through it myself. And today's topic is actually more of a question. So, the question I want to ask today is, how does it serve us? How does it serve us? Okay, well, how does what serve us? I want to put a variable in there, but in the title of this, I didn't want to put how does X serve us, because then I'll be getting a whole bunch of people arguing about Elon Musk. How does variable serve us? How does blank serve us? I don't know. But the idea is this question applies to everything, okay? How does it serve us? And when I'm talking about the it, what do I mean? This is the question that you need to ask yourself for all the different energies and things that you bring into your life. It's a very fundamental question that I think will help you navigate a lot of the issues that you have. Now, I want to back up a little bit and kind of bring this in line with our entire discussion, all right? From the beginning, I said where we're trying to get to is an understanding and an appreciation of love. Like the whole point of life, the whole meaning of life is to learn how to love. Then I said all of our suffering are lessons that the world and the universe give us so that we can feel that emotive pain, so that we can learn, so that we can transmute through that pain to learn how to love better. Like all the suffering in this world is the teacher for us to learn the lesson of how to love better, okay? And so that's what we're trying to align ourselves with. And we want to align ourselves. We want to align ourselves to the energy of love. And that's what I was talking about last time, energy, okay? So we're now trying to get to love. We accept the process of suffering is how we get to that love. And the mechanics are we want to elevate our energy, elevate our frequency, which I haven't really talked about yet, but the idea of having an energy or frequency level that is in alignment with the universe, okay? And the first step to getting there, we've talked about destroying the ego or reincorporating the shadow self into yourself to become whole, because you're essentially a tuning fork in the universe. And if you're broken in half and you're a splintered tuning fork and someone strikes you, you're not going to resonate at the right frequency. So things cannot be attuned to you, right? That's the idea behind reincorporating the shadow self. Once you reincorporate that shadow self within you, once you accept all your parts and you become whole again, and that's what you're trying to do in that process, right? That's why the journey of self-discovery, that's why going through that process of reincorporation of the shadow self and becoming whole is so essential, because you're reassembling that tuning fork. And it's a very hard, very long, very iterative process. In other words, you're going to go through that spiritual journey, you're going to loop through it, you're going to go through it, you're going to go through it, and each time you loop through it, you're going to come out a little higher each time on the average, okay? But it's not a one and done thing. And again, let's not try to be too results oriented, because remember, the journey is the destination, just like I'm always putting in taglines. It's the journey is the destination. Once you get to the destination, the destination's death. So you don't want to get there. You don't want to get to the end. You want to accept that it's a perpetual thing. The journey to self-development. Enlightenment is an ongoing process. Like they say, before enlightenment, draw water, chop wood. After enlightenment, draw water and chop wood. Life is going to go on. Life doesn't go away. You don't enter some secret club and go into some secret mansion where everyone's enlightened beams of light. I mean, you still have to live your life. And a lot of these techniques and being comfortable and aligned to yourself help you anchor in the real world. And once we're all anchored and once we're all elevated so that we're operating in a higher frequency that's more in tune with that frequency of love, and we're able to generate love so that we're loving our family, loving our neighbors, loving our communities, then we spread that love into the world, and that's how we change the world, right? So that's, in summation, what I've been talking about through all of these videos, right? We're trying to align ourselves, get ourselves together so that we can be in a place where we're then a well-honed tool that can then be used to do all those functions. Once you're aligned to your purpose, the universe says, okay, well, this tuning fork is ready to go. Bring! It rings it resonates out into the universe, and then you start engaging with your purpose. Parts of it come to you and you reach out to it. Again, it can't all be manifestation in the mind. You have to take active steps. I'm sitting here talking to you on YouTube. That's an active step. I'm articulating my thoughts. I'm putting this out into the universe. What's step 2? Don't know. Doesn't matter. Step 1 is this, right? So I'm engaging in this and I'm putting all my energy into this. So you gotta be here now, like that old book from the 70s. That's what they're talking about. Presence, being here, being tuned, being aligned. Okay, that's all well and great. What does this have to do with service? Now, no. Not service. It's not about serving other people. It's about serve us, or serve. Before we can serve us, you got to serve me. You got to serve yourself, right? So what is this question and why is it so useful? Okay. First of all, it's a question. And it's a question to ask yourself. And it's a question to ask yourself. It's a great question to ask yourself while meditating in a deep state of meditation. If you have an issue, think of that issue and ask, how does this serve me? How does this thing serve me? Okay. And beyond the deep times in meditation, that should be your general question. When you're doing anything, when you're eating food, driving somewhere, buying something, interacting with somebody, in the back of your head, how does it serve me? How does it serve us? And what's the difference between me and us, right? The difference is, and I've talked about this before, if we're all really an interconnected thing, if we're all, the universe is all essentially just energy, we're all just one thing. If we're all just like the Buddhist monk, the Vietnamese monk that I talked about said that we're all an ocean and we're each individual waves, like over there on the river, we're each individual wave, but then the whole river is all of life and humanity and all that is a whole. So like that's the big pool of energy, and each individual wave is like an instance of a human. It's all connected, but it is individual. So you can ask, how does this serve me? But, in order not to be too self-focused and narcissistic, it's kind of better to spread out the thinking and say, how does this serve us as a whole? Not only the self, the family, the neighborhood, the community, and the broader world. Okay? So let's go through a few examples. You're going through your life and you're hungry. So you grab something to eat. How does this serve us? Well, I need the nutrients to keep my body going so that I have enough energy to go through the day. So if you are eating for energy and to go about your day, fine. If you're eating with friends, how does this serve us? This is a bonding moment between me and my family. This gives us an excuse to have quiet time, to enjoy it amongst each other. Again, that's great, Now you're eating a box of jelly donuts at 4 a.m. Okay, and you're like, how does this serve us? I feel sad because my life is bad and eating these makes me feel better. But does it really serve you? Because what's it gonna do? That's empty calories. You're eating your sadness. You're avoiding your problems. Is it really serving you? Or is it putting more weight on you that you're then gonna feel guilty of? Is it gonna create more sadness? Is this short-term pleasure gonna result in longer-term pain? So you gotta ask how it serves you. You know, I've got money concerns from time to time, and like some weird little hoarding behaviors. Like nothing big. Like I'm kind of a neat freak too, but like there are certain things that I make sure I have a supply of. Even with money, I gotta have a certain amount of it socked away. Why? Because I fear not having it. So at a certain point, you got to ask yourself, well, what's the point of doing this? And I look at my mom, and they're well off, they're set and everything, but boy, does that woman buy toilet paper. My God, she's got like in the bathroom is like full of toilet paper. It's like way more than you need, even before the corona shortages. It's just all this toilet paper, and it's like, how does this serve you? How does this serve you, mother? And essentially, what it comes down to for her is when she was a kid, she lost her dad young. Ooh, okay, loss of a parental figure young, that's going to instill fear. And what came with that fear? Well, that was in the 60s. And then her mom, on a single salary working as a nurse, had to raise 4 kids. So there was always money problems, resource problems. So they had to be thrifty. And they often ran out of toilet paper. So mom often, when she was a child, went to the bathroom, no toilet paper. So that's why now that she's always sure that she has a supply of it, to the point where she's hoarding it, okay? And then I grow up in that environment, and I certainly don't want to run out of toilet paper, so maybe I buy more than I need to. So now, how does it serve me? It doesn't. All this surplus toilet paper does not serve me. It actually uses up too much room. I actually can't really deal with it. Well, what's the worst case scenario? You're not toilet paper, just jump in the shower and wash yourself off real quick. Like, who cares? Is it really serving you? Will buying all that toilet paper help my mom's situation? No. Will it bring her dad back? No. Does it assuage her fears? I mean, maybe. But it's causing more problems because now you can't walk anywhere because there's toilet paper all over the place. So in all these things, you have to ask how it serves you, even in a relationship, right? How does it serve us? How does it serve me? How does it serve us? Like, if you're in an abusive relationship, why do you stay? Because I'm afraid of being alone. It serves me because I'm not alone. But is it better to be alone or be beaten? Like, at some point, it doesn't serve you. Does it serve your abusive partner to stay there and allow them to continue abusing you and not get punished for that behavior in any regard? Which is then, the way you act towards somebody informs them how you want to be treated. So if you go up to someone and say, I'm a punching bag, hit me in the face, they're going to do it because they think that's how you want to react with them and engage with them. So if you're in an abusive relationship and you refuse to have that self-pride and you refuse to have that self-esteem, you just can't muster it, you just can't do it, you're just too afraid of what's going to happen, and you see the service here of the relationship not being alone and having a partner and having someone there, okay, but is that getting weighed out by the anger, the aggressions, the sadness, the fear, and the beatings that you're receiving, or the controlling behaviors that you're receiving? And isn't the fact that you laying back and allowing this to happen teaching your abusive partner that this is okay behavior? No, this is fine. For everyone like you, there will be someone like me. Then that abusive person's now going to be empowered, and they're going to go out in the world and abuse strangers, including kids and puppies and co-workers and everything else. And if their wife ain't going to put them in their place and leave them for being a jerk, then why is anybody else? We try so hard to have these societal niceties, to be so nice and so polite and never rock the boat, especially the kind ones among us, that these jerks just go around, big trucks rolling coal in the bikers' faces because screw them for trying to save the environment, bunch of hippie losers, right? You just have guys, with their political signs, jamming them in people's faces, telling everyone else how stupid they are for supporting candidate A or candidate B, making their entire lives and personalities wrapped around people who wouldn't cross the street to piss in their face if they were on fire. And you're going to get tattoos of these people and decorate your house with their names and all of this stuff. How does it serve you? How does it serve your relationships with your family? I'm sure you mouthing off about politics at the Thanksgiving table has made your relationship with your children so much better, right? Doesn't matter if you're hardcore leftist, hardcore rightist, whatever. If you're the one at the table causing the problems, everyone else just wants some damn turkey. Can you just take a day? No, you can't. How does it serve you? How does it serve us? How does it serve the community? How does it serve the world? It doesn't. So even when we have differences of opinion on politics and religion, we've got to do a lot better job of coming to a place of mutual understanding with each other, because the adversarial nature by which we generally communicate with each other also does not serve us. Okay? And I mean, you can really extend this out to any, political point of view. Like, I understand secure borders. That serves us well, because we do not want terrorists coming into our country like 9/11 and blowing us up. I get it. It's totally legitimate. You want secure borders because you don't want drug dealers coming into the country selling drugs, kidnapping people, running guns. Totally get it. That's fine. But if somebody sneaks in here from another country to work on a farm for wages that we as Americans are not willing to work for, and if they don't pick the crops, those crops ain't going to get picked, well, just more or less have them stay, because that seems to be serving us as a society. Now, doesn't it? Now, going into that field and throwing a black bag over that poor guy's head who's picking strawberries and throwing him in a van and sending him to El Salvador, never to be heard from again from his family, how does that serve us? I don't know. Doesn't seem to serve us at all. I mean, it serves the prison industrial complex in El Salvador just fine. So if you're into money and you don't mind a little kidnapping and you don't mind destroying people's lives and you don't mind raising the price of food and you don't mind societal chaos, well, there you go. It serves us just fine. Same thing with war. How does it serve us? I mean, there you go. Israel goes in, tax Iran. U.S. is involved, kind of not. We don't know. Some days we were leading it. Some days we weren't involved at all. We don't know. All we know is we're bombing Iran, right? Bomb and singing your little song, bomb, bomb, bomb Iran, which, John McCain originally did in the 90s. And that's great. It's great. But let me ask, how does it serve us? Well, it stops that nuclear program. I mean, does it? Does it? Really? It stopped it, 100%. Did it make things more peaceful in the Middle East? How does supporting, Israel's complete and utter slaughter of the Palestinians, who were the people living there first, right? I mean, whatever. We're going to always support that as Americans, because that's what we did to the Native Americans. And if we don't support the Israelis killing the Palestinians, that kind of makes us look bad, because that's what we did to the natives. And we don't ever want to admit we were wrong, because that wouldn't serve us. So we ain't going to do that, right? But that's really not what we should be doing for humanity. If you play it out, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you argue it, war doesn't ever serve us. War doesn't ever serve us. Oh, you don't want nukes in Iran? Well, I agree with you. Did you have problems with Oliver North when he sold them the technology back in the 80s? No? Well, why is Iran so mad at us anyways? Oh, they used to have a democratically controlled government, but then we, the CIA, got involved in overthrowing a democratically elected leader so that we could be sure that the British still had oil rights. How did that serve us? Whatever. I try not to get too political here, right? But those who ignore their history are bound to repeat it. So we're having a war now, and whether you think it's successful or not, it doesn't matter. The only reason we're having it is because we stuck our nose where it didn't belong 40, 50 years ago. So what makes anyone think that doing this now is not going to have any repercussions for the next 40 to 50 years? Right? How does it serve us? As you go on the spiritual journey, one of the side effects that you get is you go along it. And one of the ways that you learn to love more and more of the world, even the things that you fear, even the things that you hate, you learn to love them more and more because you realize not only that we're all connected, like we're dominoes knocking into each other, billiard balls on a table, but that is us. We are all the same thing. The pool of humanity, remember the individual waves on there? I mean, would you hit your kid in the face with a hammer? You know? Would you kill your own mother? No. Then why are you willing to kill other people's children and mothers? You just don't recognize them as human. You don't recognize them as the same. You're afraid of them. You're afraid of what might happen. What has Iran done to us? What have the Palestinians done to us? What have any of them done to us in the last 40 years that would necessitate the things that we're doing now? Fear of what might happen? Again, you're not living in the present. You're simply living in fear of potentials. And if we're always living in fear of potentials, we'll never be able to advance as a species where we can just come to some sort of collective mutual understanding. It's like I said in an earlier video, we can't all become pacifists as long as there's one lunatic running around with a sword willing to chop all our heads off, or we're all going to die. And it's a big ask. It's a big ask that every single human being in the world just chill out. That every single human being in the world look past their ego and really try to come to a place where you're centered. And to ask yourself, how do these behaviors I'm engaged in serve me and serve us as a broader group of humanity? And if it isn't clear that it serves you and it doesn't serve others, then why do we keep engaging in it? And why do we keep perpetuating the problems of the past? Why do we keep doing this? How does thrusting our religious beliefs on somebody else serve us? Oh, you want to jam Islam down my throat? Inshallah, like whatever, gonna blow up some buildings? Okay, you do that. I'm gonna start airdropping Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses to go door to door there, because I don't want them here either. Okay, everyone chill out. You know, you don't have to convert everyone to your version of God. Your little make-believe man. No? It's rich coming from a spiritualist who seems fixated on Odin, but like, again, I told you, I'm about metaphor and analogy and deeper philosophical understanding. I don't take things at face value. And I'm sorry, people 2,000 years ago with an agenda saying kill our enemies. Yeah. How has it worked out? Have we solved all the problems through killing each other in the last 2,000 years? Have we all converted to Islam and or Christianity and or whatever religion is trying to convert us? No, because we're all different people, all different places, all different relationships with the universe and the divine. But I'll tell you what, if we were willing to share resources and food and shelter and music and happiness with each other without everybody saying, mine, 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 mine. I gotta be the richest person in the world. I gotta be the most powerful dictator in the world. My religion's right. You're wrong. Meh, 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 meh. Do you all understand how insane this is? We're all humans. We're all just meat bags here. One meat bag isn't worth another. Okay? Elon Musk isn't any more special than some kid in Bangladesh working in a damn sweatshop to make whatever clothes de jour. Get over it. Everybody, chill out. Respect humanity. And why don't we engage in the things that serve not only us individually, but serve us as the world? Isn't that what we want? Aren't you sick of job burnout? Aren't you sick of society? Why did we collectively create the society we have and accept that's the only way it can be? We could have made it in any single way we wanted. Yet this is the society we chose. So let me ask, how does it serve us? Anyway, give it a thought. I'll talk to you next time. Give me a comment, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Love y'all.